Hey folks, Bill Yingling with the Yingling Team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Florida Properties Group. Today we're going to talk about the home selling process and why it's important to use a realtor when you are trying to sell your home. So typically the way that we operate when we're getting ready to speak to someone about listing their home, marketing it, getting it on the MLS and selling it, there's a process that we have to go through. So we always start with the pre-listing appointment, and basically what that is informational. Generally what I'll do is I'll put together a list of comparable properties that have sold in the neighborhood, as well as your property, and we try to come to terms and get on the same page price-wise. The biggest mistake that most people make when they list their home is, and I get it because I'm a homeowner myself, and I always feel like my property is probably worth more than what it really is. So, I get it, and it's understandable, but pricing is crucial at this stage in the process. We have to agree on pricing, and just remember, it's not me or you who really determines what the price of a house is. It's going to be the consumer, and it's going to be the market, because a property is worth what someone is willing to pay for it. So that's first and foremost. So make sure you list the property at the right price. Secondly, staging, getting the property ready for market. We talk about 3 Ds: declutter, depersonalize, and discard anything that you're not using. So this is real key, so when a buyer walks in the door and they see the property, they can envision themselves living in that property. Even though it's your home right now, you need to make it marketable to someone who's going to walk through the door and want to buy that house. And you have to ask yourself that same question: would I buy this house? So that's very crucial there. The third thing is make sure your agent, again, whether you decide to use me to list your property or someone else, make sure that your agent has a professional photographer do the photos on the property. What I include in my listings is professional photos, drone footage, as well as the new Matterport 3D virtual walkthrough technology. That's really key, especially in the times that we're in. Basically everyone starts their home search online. So that first impression, you've heard the old saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. That's crucial. So the more you declutter, depersonalize, and just get the property ready for somebody else, that's the best thing that you could do. From there, what we typically will do is we'll put the property up on the MLS. The team here actually has a 40-point marketing plan. I don't have time to go through all those 40 points, but the key issues are getting it ready for the photos, getting the photos done, doing the write-up, getting it live on MLS, of course a sign in the front yard, and Berkshire Hathaway, we feed to like 300 different websites, so the property is going to get a lot of exposure on the internet. And then from there, open houses, which open houses, are kind of hit and miss if you don't know what you're doing. What we try to do is we try to door knock the neighborhood, let all the neighbors know that your property is for sale, because now's the perfect time for them to pick their neighbor. So we do that as a team, and then we also key in on buyer feedback. So as people come through the property, see the property, we want to know what their thoughts are, because that's going to kind of help us dial in and fine tune what we need to do to get it sold for you. The other thing that we do is, as we get offers in, we're going to review those offers. And as your trusted real estate advisor, we're going to guide you through this whole process. The other thing that I always try to tell my folks when I'm listing their properties is act as if you're going to be moving in 2 weeks. And that kind of gets back into that decluttering and depersonalizing. Because if you actually start packing the things that you're not using, if you haven't used it in a couple months, pack it up. You don't really need it to be out there, and you can put it away in some storage or the garage, and that'll just, again, make the house show nicer. From there, we have the closing set up, and there's a whole process that you go through. You go under contract, you're going to go through inspection period, and most of the contracts nowadays are written as is with right to inspect. So even though the contract states it's as is, that doesn't mean that the buyer can't come back and try to ask you for, to fix something or for a credit or something like that. Again, it's all part of the negotiation process. That's why you hired us, because we're going to make sure that all parties are going to be happy with the deal that they get. And then from there, it goes to the appraisal process. I can tell you I attend all of my appraisals, and I give them the comps and any of the features and benefits that you have done as far as upgrades on the property. That's real key. Once you get through the appraisal process and the buyer goes into underwriting and they're going through their final timeline as far as getting their loan procured, once that occurs, then we get clear to close, and then we go to closing. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's not a real easy process. A lot of people think, oh, I get a contract on the house that you're done. You're not done. There's 5 or 6 more hoops that we have to jump through. And again, that's why we're here. We're here as your trusted real estate advisor to walk you through this whole process and to guide you and give you our advice and just kind of, take the personal, attachment out of it and to help you make the best decision possible. So that's it for today. Again, that's the home selling process, the home selling process. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to call us 727-274-1031. Again, Bill Yingling with the Yingling Team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Thanks for watching.